Hello everyone, welcome back to Piedra Designs. This week I've got a chunk of 8/4 maple mounted up again here on the woodworm screw. It's about 8 inches square and around 2 inches thick. This week I'm going to try to turn up just a little dish, and then we're going to attempt to do a basket weave illusion in this. So let's get to it and get this thing rounded out. Okay, I think it's time for some sanding. Alright, so we're sanded up through 320 on that. Next thing we're going to do is take this beading tool. This is an 1/8 inch beading tool, and gonna put some beads, well, not full beads. I have done a little bit of practice with this, and to make that full bead with what we're trying to do here, it's just too deep, and I can't get the bottom of the groove around the bead burned then, and it's hard to get color down in there without getting it everywhere else. But we are going to make little channels, and I'll start off and make the first one up here just with the skew chisel, the point of the skew, because this the grain orientation on here, if I happen to get just one point in there before the second point, then it tends to want to wander around a little bit. So I've found in my practice, if I start off and get my first groove cut, then things go better with the beading tool. And that's what happens if you lift the tool off the tool rest before you disengage from the wood. I guess before I go any farther with that, I need to sand that back down. Maybe even cut that back down and start over. We'll come back once we're ready to go on to the next step. I'll get this cleaned up and take some of these grooves on down a little farther. We'll see you when we're ready for the next step. All right, we got that fixed up. What I'm going to do now is try to burn into the bottom of these. I've got a piece of walnut. This is just some veneering material. We'll get this thing spun up pretty fast and see if we can't get those lines burned down. Okay, so we got those lines burned in a little bit. Now it's time to get this marked for our radial lines. We use the indexing system on the lathe here, and we're going to be marking every 10 degrees. Right, so we got all of our radial lines drawn on there. We'll get this hollowed out. Okay, we're going to call that good. I'm going to go ahead and get this sanded up and then get the inside of this laid out the same as the outside. And we'll bring you guys back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, so we've got the inside all marked out now. I'm going to take the wood burner, and I've just got a spear tip on here. And we're going to burn these radial lines. Trying to get where I can do this and still have you guys able to see it. Anyways, this is going to go on like that, on around the bowl, and we'll do the inside too. And we'll come back when we're ready to start adding some color to this. Alright, so we've got that. All of our radial lines burned inside and out. We're ready to start adding some color now. I'll be using artisan coloring dyes. So I just start with little cup with some color in it. And I've got a number 2 flat brush. And we just start coloring cells. Very tedious work, trying to be sure you don't get color in the wrong cell. And on this particular piece, we've got 576 individual cells. So as you might imagine, this is going to take a while. I'm not going to make you guys watch all of this because this will get very boring. Plus, this is not my optimum work position, trying to do this for the camera. So I'll continue at this, and when I'm done with the color, I will finish this with a few coats of lacquer, a spray lacquer. And when we're all done, we'll bring you guys back and show you what the final product looks like. Okay, so this didn't come out like I was hoping. You can see here where I went back with the what's supposed to be yellow, and any spot where the loaded brush, where any of the dye ran down into the burn line and picked up any of the dark color that was down in there, it then bled up into the yellow. Those are some of the bad spots. Some of the not quite so bad spots, it just floated up enough to turn the yellow into a green. And the backside, we've got the same issues going on there. But I'm out of time now for getting this video done and edited and uploaded. But what I'm gonna give a try is I'm gonna go back with red over the yellow and see if I can at least make stuff like this be not quite so noticeable, because right now I don't even want this in a shop as a shop dish. It's just, I'm not happy with this. I should have done the yellow first and then moved on to the darker colors, and possibly even not had colors that were quite so contrasting. Maybe like a red and a yellow, or a purple and a green, or something different than what I did. But if I can make this work out with the red, I will give an update on that in next week's video to show you what it came out like. If it didn't even come out any better than this is, this thing will probably end up in the firewood pile. So that's what not to do when dyeing wood, trying to make basket weave illusion. Anyway, that's the project for this week. If you liked the video, even if you don't like the bowl, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Share it on all your social media platforms. Leave me a comment. I respond to everything. From Piedra Designs, thanks for watching.